Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to stressful times that we're facing right now. I hope you're still having a jolly good day and can relax watching this. The problem is right now to me that it seems like Princess Ting and the Admiral are not letting go of that blockade over here. Blocking my trade routes essentially, and thus cutting off any supply that Panagos gets from the New World, which would be devastating to us. So right now what I need to do is I'm going to wait it out a bit longer, perhaps they disappear again. If not, then we'll need to move the whole harbor area over to the other side. And with all the consequences that this has, bad looks for example would be one of them, but also inefficient harbor area usage, because basically this is not a harbor area. This is just something tiny that we can use for some trade routes, and that's it. We'll just see, right? Right now it's looking like they're backing off again a bit, but they have been nagging me now for quite some time. What happens though as well is that we get the first sewing machines in, hooray, rejoice, and also schnapps. And this is a huge boost to my Jonelero population that we're going to need as well. Next up on the list we do have, the coffee roasters over there. I would like to use more coffee, of course. We do now need to import some chocolate here if I want to get the tobacco going. Now, we still have the problem here to decide what we want to produce ourselves and what we need to import. Both of them, chocolate and wait a second, we need to purchase also here the bricks and then get this over to Manola. Both of them are very expensive, right? So both of them are going to be a pain for us to do. One of them I can still think I can reasonably produce myself, and that's probably going to be the chocolate, and the tobacco or the cigars we're going to get in ourselves completely by the Docklands, if that is actually possible. We might need to check it up. I think we cannot even import cigars ourselves directly, which would of course be, not ideal. And as we can see, it's that there are, but the ratio is even higher than chocolate. So we're going to import chocolate and produce cigars, right? That's just how it goes. So I need to start getting tobacco in. We could get tobacco in ourselves with the Docklands. However, also it's pretty expensive, right? So getting just tobacco in is as expensive as getting the full chocolate in, which is strange, but that's how things go. So in that case, let's start importing the chocolate here. I'm doing this in Panagos and in Manola right now to unlock us the tobacco, because we are going to need to import that tobacco then for us. I was looking here, by the way. Yeah, it's a bit safe here again. No attack, so we can keep it like that. And we've also finished another huge collier, Vampire Squid 2. And this is going to be the coffee one, right? So Vampire Squid, there you go. Let's get the coffee rolling again. Very important. Huge colliers are fast, lots of cargo, and very durable, so they're not going down so easily. And it's always just a tiny corridor really, right? Where my ships are at danger. Holy cow, that's also quite the explosion over there. Several factories have been hit. Where's my fire brigade? There it is. Yes, it can reach it, and they're already on the way, tending to my people. Now, I said that we are now going to produce chocolate ourselves and import tobacco, right? Tobacco we can then get in the cigar factories. Chocolate we need to produce ourselves. Now, there's two ways of doing this. First of all, with farms, of course. Cocoa farms from my hacienda. So we are probably going to tone it down a bit on the caoutchouc. And second of all, passive production, and that is with items. So we have the fried plantain kitchens that we should have somewhere in this area. There they are. They can produce chocolate passively with an item. The coffee roasters can also produce passively chocolate. There we have that, right? So every fourth item would be chocolate then. And that's perfect. So this is what we're going to use here. We're going to use the chocolate with the items and with production, and cigars complete with Docklands. This is, I think, the right way here to move, and a nice in-between, right? There we also have the chocolate factory that would actually produce coffee, so we would have a loop here. But of course, it's a tiny loop. There it is, Ferris. I wanted to get him, Al-Sarami, with the 50% productivity bonus. That's going to be awesome. And I think for now, that would be all. There should be a second white flag lurking somewhere here. I'm also waiting for that a bit. We'll just see. Another important item, pedologist. This one is producing extra cocoa out of plantations. Sugarcane plantation, tobacco, corn, hacienda, sugarcane, and hacienda corn farms. Taking that with me. And there should be something similar for the other farms that we have as well for a bit of chocolate production. There is also something here, sugarcane, tobacco, corn. It's the same thing actually. Cocoa passively, but I think that's not going to be great. The siege in Manola is over. Let's rebuild some of those depots here again, leading to 1,000 on the storage. And then we can also build, yeah, those remaining flamethrowers again. We need to get that defense up here to former glory. And my trade routes are working on that side here, continue to work. And there's no enemy ships for now, so phew, I don't need to move my turrets. Great stuff. How's it looking? The Obreras have everything they need. So we could go with the first Artistas now. And why not? Let's go ahead, do this. And with that, we have reached the age of festivals. And Artistas are joining Manola. They're pretty cool, yeah. We're dancing on the streets now. They give me the Artista workforce. And they also unlock a few more items and buildings. For harbor defenses, I hope we're getting the Big Betty in here somehow. We should actually have it unlocked now. Big Betty? Big Betty? There it is! We have Big Bellina, it's called in Manola. And this is, of course, one that we absolutely will require here for my main defense system. Yes, the Artistas have their own quest lines. We will follow them along at some point if we have the time for it. Right now, though, we just can marvel at that. And since we have a lot of timber, let's continue also with more jornaleros that we're going to need. That workforce is absolutely required for the items that I have planned out. There is a whole row of jornaleros here now. They might just have their own special entrances over here. There you go. And you know what? Let's actually have it on the other side as well, like this. And there is a bauxite mine that we probably will need at some point as well. So let's just keep it there and be happy. This is that. We can still go ahead a bit further over here, I think. With that. And then also another block of working people here. I need more workforce. That's the primary reason we're doing all of this. And workcloth felt we have actually now surplus. So can I just unlock the lifestyle felt for Hacienda? Or is it working for the normal ones then as well? I think it's shared. Yeah, it's shared. Alright, so both of the types get it now. And this leads to another influx of jornaleros. Perfect. Felt-wise, we should still be fine on that. We're absolutely not. Let's deactivate that again. For 2 jornaleros per building, this increase in demand is not okay. Alright, so we're not doing this. I was trying it, okay? I was trying. Now, how's it looking there with the chocolate? Counting towards my tobacco. Not a single chocolate has been exported so far. Alright. Let's actually export a bit more coffee, right? Because we really have a surplus production. And we're, of course, continuing with that now. Building a trade union here then. For all of these coffee roasters. By the way, Sean. There's a quest for us. A pickup quest. That is something we should be able to do. Let's do this. Deep down in enemy territory. That is fine for us. Because, of course, we do have a white flag. The cargo ship has returned to Manola. Let's turn in all these items here. And do the Sean quest over there. Increasing our reputation with him. Some slave traders are getting rid of the slaves they don't want to keep by throwing them overboard, as if they were nothing but burdensome crates. Sean is horrified. He wants you to rescue them and bring them safely to High Mountain. Yeah, of course. They will absolutely not have to work for him then, right? Free slaves for everybody. Finally, the coffee trade route has also been reactivated. Look at that. 800 tons of coffee ready to get shipped to Panagos. This ship is really full of coffee. We probably should protect it a bit. There's no incoming danger at the moment. That's fine. That's of course not enough coffee at all, right? So now we are producing 25 in surplus here. With Panagos looking at the demand over there, we are actually having not enough coffee. So this is something we need to fix. And I would like to build that trade union here now, since we have a huge coffee bean surplus, right? And we can now use, we're starting to use it here. That's the coffee roaster production boost by 40%. Coffee roaster. And of course, sorry, it's over here. Let's just try to move it over. I would like to really get all of them in. What's that here? That's my cotton mills. Let's move them away. They're close to useless to me for the moment. Of course, we do have some cotton we need from the bombing weavers, right? But the primary ones are not required. Yeah, I will definitely be able to squeeze in 4 here. Let's do this. Right, so that we have all of them in. And we can also still squeeze one in up there. And this one, unfortunately, will probably not work. Nah, that's okay. Right, we have still the tortilla makers in the center here. Let's move them away. This opens up some space here again to have one more in. Perfect. And let's use the items. So that's Faraz Al Sarami, boosting it by 50%. Then we have the coffee roaster, boosted by 40% and produce chocolate. And then we have another one. Coffee roaster productivity boost, workforce required reduction. And instead of obreros, we use honoreros. That's actually still 700 honoreros we used with that. And with all of these items here, we are boosting these coffee roasters. To what exactly? It's going to be 230%. And that's... And that's without the working conditions boost. We could boost it by another 50%. That's already way too much anyway. So these medium warehouses here will of course be totally overloaded with all of that. Let's build us a few more. Definitely one more here. Right. This is really not working? You are serious? Alright. Then let's make it work. Get rid of this road here. So we can move it down. Now I can squeeze in another one here. Right, let's upgrade this one right away as well. The same with this one. Alright, so that all of this is working now. They're getting their coffee beans. The coffee beans we're producing over here. I don't have a boost here yet. We're going to implement that 50% boost on top of it. This will once again also lead to an overload, of course, of my warehouses here. So let's build us a few more. And here... Oh, come on. It's always one tiny slot that's not working. We don't need that road here. And with that, we can squeeze it in. And this one here... It only handles 3 farms, and yet it is overloaded. Because, of course, all of them are boosted with the fertilizer as well. Let's just check the statistics, because I was actually not calculating this one now. And as we can see, the demand is actually a bit higher now. Oh, yeah, shown there. We still need to get some more coffee out there, right, somehow. So the 50% boost is still not doing enough. With that, we would have a total production of 64 coffee now, which would lead to a surplus of 20, 21, 22 actually. 22 coffee per minute we have now with that. That's great. So at least here we have now fixed the coffee production for now. We still need a few more coffee beans though. Alright, so this is something... Wait a second, where's the hacienda? We can squeeze in one more here. This should work. This is working. Perfect. Every single one of them counts right now. And over here we have the caoutchouc. There is still room for another one that we can use like that, and then just finish the coffee over there, right? So this is also working very nice. With that, we're boosting the coffee production a bit further. And of course, we can still now use also a trade union to boost most of them as well. This would be then somewhere over here to really get the maximum in. We would need to juggle around with the fields a bit, but for now, production should be working again fine. Holy cow. Also, Fenton has arrived with lots of building materials. Using them first and foremost for upgrading my trade union now, a trade post to the maximum for Manola, boosting also the storage again by 100 tons. to 1,100 tons that we can store now. And next up, we can now build also some additional anti-armor defenses here, right? Anti-armor guns. They're going to be nice. There's no chance that they can actually fight this. Just waiting for that next big attack and see how it crumbles. There's the next coffee export. Another 800 tons of coffee getting away. Perfect. The occasional raid on my coastal buildings is upon us. Really not a big fleet, to be honest. It's just some smaller ships. We need to continue fixing some of our productions. That would be the light bulbs for now. And the third ship is coming out. Rangoon, it's called. So we got 3 of these big boys here now working for us. Very nice. And with that, we can protect Panagos, hopefully. I'm still not going to send them in, right? I mean, these are really not strong ships. But I think it's safer to just rebuild it for the moment. I want to keep my ships here as long as possible now. That's a triple Schleswig-Holstein fleet that we have going, and with that I'm happy. Let's get back to Manola there, because I think my ship is on its way back home now. Yep, the castaways are coming back home to Sean, who's waiting actually in Manola. And while all of this is roaming, let's continue onwards with some expansion. So I will probably, yep, for up here, get me another marketplace up somewhere over there. And then just along the cliffs here, let's have the next houses. I think we can still keep a bit of distance here. So let's have another block. And only then will I use my marketplace here. And there's also definitely the need for another church. This is all not final, bear in mind, right? So this is just that we get more honorarios in for the additional productions that we're going to need. And I might actually just do the special entrance one on that side, because I really do like it actually. It makes, yeah, it kind of like makes sense as well a bit. Just a few more perhaps here. Or we're just going to have another rope there, finishing that block. Into the mountains. Bauxite, we should keep them in mind, right? Because at some point we're going to need them for aluminum. That might be then my next target there. And I think also, yes, we can build the next oil refinery. Perfect. Very important. Both of them are now working. Both of them are producing. We're not boosting them yet, because I think the oil, it should be fine. And there's also my oil trader, and pooh, it's actually full. And I have 2 oil traders here now working, right? Yes, there's 2 working, and yet it's still full. Alright, no problem. Huge collier number 2, or number 3 actually. Let's use it on the caoutchouc. It's Fenton that we can use here. That's going to be pretty important. And alright, they keep standing here now. Why ever they would be doing this? So they want to keep that siege alive, it seems. And there is the cargo ship coming in. And come on, do it. There you go. Reputation. This is the most important thing, right? We need to get on trade terms with Sean. I think this is not going to work out. Likely. That was fine. Near certain. That was fine. He's really a hard man to please, right? So with Annie it was so easy. Keeping her at 100% is also easy, but Sean is not easy. Now, with my cargo ship here that has the white flag, let's put it back to Panagos, because we're going to, yeah, purchase finally some proper items there as well from Anharlo, and also harbor defense items that we can use then. Caoutchouc trade is in effect again. Look at the traffic that we have up there. No attack for now, so this is looking fine. And hopefully it stays that way. Another expansion. Yep, let's go ahead and do it like that. And also far here in the hinterlands. At least it's quiet. And of course, if you don't know that yet, the view from up here is amazing. If we can look past the chickens. Come on. show me that view because I know it exists. Oh, come on. We are totally lost in the jungle. Unfortunately, there it is. Can we, we cannot see the city from here. There it is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not looking like much right now. At least some fighting from up here. You have the best view on that ever. So far so good. It's a bit of waiting game right now. I need to wait for my ships to get back to their original positions, purchasing some good items. And then we continue onwards with, yeah, tobacco and chocolate production that we ultimately need for my next steps. Stay tuned.